What's good, everybody out there? Thanks for tuning in to another episode of J&D Tubi Reviews, where we talk about everything related to Tubi. I'm your host, Deron Alexander, with my co-host, Jerry Dinkins. Basically, we just two niggas who went and bought some podcast equipment and decided to bring our everyday conversation to the internet to see if people either agreed or disagreed with our opinions about Tubi movies.
We are not professionals.
Please take that into consideration when leaving all your thoughts and opinions down in the comment section. This episode of J&D Tubi Reviews actually won't be a review. We're about to interview the great actress, Miss Marietta Elliot, from the hit black cinema movie Crush, because that's exactly what she did, was crushed it. So with that being said, let's bring Miss Marietta into the studio and get down to it.
Hey.
How are you
What's
doing?
up, y'all? I'm good. How are y'all?
We hanging in the look. There's two things you need to know before we get down to it, right? The first thing is we are not professionals. We just two niggas who went and bought some podcast equipment and started talking shit to our camera like everybody else on the internet. So we just gonna sit back, kick shit, and have some fun.
Good.
And the second thing is this is a cognac-friendly platform, so
Gotcha.
please feel free to pull up, let your hair down, and relax.
All right.
So since it's your first time on our platform, we want to start kind of like at the beginning. So where you from and where did you grow up?
So I'm from Detroit. I grew up in Detroit. Pretty much been here my entire life, Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Or I want to say, I heard it was your birthday not too long ago. Happy birthday.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Yep.
No
July
doubt.
13th. Yeah.
Okay, then. But let's get in. What inspired you to even think about acting? Were you shy and wanted to bring your personality to life, or like what happened? Like what sparked that in you?
So honestly, being a PK, which is a preacher's kid, you kind of are thrown in anything in church. They don't care how bad you suck, how you sound. It kind of prepares you for everything. So I would say it started, by way of that, just doing skits and things like that. But I always like to say I am a teacher as well. And so I bring things to life in the classroom all the time. So it's a transferable skill. But what really sparked my interest, I think I did a play and that kind of just took everything off in 2019. And that's when I really got bit by the acting bug to do it, as a career.
Okay. So you said you was doing some skits, so like you was doing comedy skits online?
No,
because I want to see them. I'm going.
No. So a PK is a preacher's kids, and in church they always got you doing all type of stuff. But I have a brother that's in media as well, so yeah, he and I have done some stuff. So there's a few things out there, but yeah.
What was it about the play that just kind of like got you locked in?
So with a play, you get so much energy from the audience, and it's like an adrenaline rush like no other. And then the thing about stage, you cannot choke, but it's so much excitement in all of it. And just it's really the energy that the audience gives you. That's what I love about it. And film, of course, is slightly different, but I think that's what set everything off for me.
Do they let you improv in the plays a lot?
Oh, absolutely. So they let you, but sometimes you have no choice. If you forget something, you can't just sit there.
Oh, so they ain't as strict. So they ain't as strict as the movie industry or the film industry.
No. And they want you to improv because that's what brings it to life. Because you also can go by, what the audience is giving you and feed off of that, feed off your, other actors. So yeah, for sure. Improv is a big part of stage.
Okay.
That's gonna be my next skit. I don't know if you know, but I'm a content creator. That'll be funny. You sitting on stage, y'all doing a play, rehearse these lines, and the nigga just all the way off the
script. Just do what the heck they want to do. Yep.
Off the screen.
That'd be dope.
How was it playing Talisha? But what brought you into Talisha's character?
It's a lot of fun. Just basically, I like how Talisha is such a layered character. So you see how she is with Andre. The wife giving support to him, ride or die for him. But then with even though Ebony was a mess, you could just see that sisterhood, that relationship with her, how you so locked in with your friend that the shortcomings you kind of turn a blind eye to sometimes.
No, I ain't rocking with that at all because I watched that fucking movie. I watched the look Talisha gave at the beginning when Ebony showed up. When that call was made, you already had to look like something ain't right. So,
I mean, I'm still a black
Right.
woman, so we kind of know,
That part.
we have that intuition, so you can't completely let go of that because then it won't be realistic. But at the same time, it's like, okay, we church sisters, so
right.
I
I
know.
can dig it. How much of Talisha's character is actually your real? Like how close are you in the character as
Right.
personality wise?
I would say the naivety of Talisha. That's no. The radars would have went off for me a long time
You called
ago.
it a long time ago.
I swear.
Yeah. But I mean, I think it's a little bit of Talisha in all women. Just, you want to expect the best from everyone. And as a mother, you're a nurturer. So it's kind of that mixed in a little bit as well.
You got kids?
I do. I have 4 daughters.
Okay.
I got 2 sons. So, hey.
Yeah.
I know the feeling of being a parent.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
All right. Look, what about towards the beginning, I believe, when you were trying to coerce Andre into answering the question about
we were about to get on your head.
What is going on with that? Like, women do that too now. Like, why are you coercing him?
So it was a joke. It was just kind of to get a rise out of him. Just a little, you got to add a little spice every now and then, a little razzle dazzle. It ain't never hurt nobody. Come on.
Was that improv though?
No, it wasn't improv. But he and I feed very well off of each other, so it definitely was a fun scene to do. Okay. It was. Yeah.
Well, I wanna get to know you a little bit more. Was that your first time on screen, or had you already been in a commercial, a short film series, or?
Nope, I have some other projects out. Contract healer, Healer. I like to say it because people think I'm saying killer, but like you heal someone.
That's what I thought you said.
I know. So I'm the lead in that one. Untamed dropped not too long ago. Let me see. Then. Yeah, Street Legal. I don't know if you all are familiar with that series. I'm in.
Y'all filming all this in Detroit.
Mm-hmm.
So Detroit got a real big independent film.
Oh yeah, we the trailblazers. We popping right now.
Let me know then.
I didn't know that. I thought Atlanta.
No, Detroit. No, a lot of these movies. That's why you see some of the same people. I mean, we're like one big family here, and yeah, Detroit is doing it right now.
I know you said the Forever Meat guy. He was from up there, wasn't he? EJ.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Was he like one of the executive producers or something, right?
Yep, absolutely. Yep.
I don't know how much of our review. I don't know if you watched any of it, but I don't know if you seen it. You watched the whole thing. So you seen that picture?
Which one? The baby?
I watched the whole thing, and you like to precursor. We're not professionals. I'm like, you professional, whatever you want to do. Shoot, but I did watch it.
Well, what was your initial thoughts when you seen it?
When I saw you all's review, I mean, honestly, I'm open to everyone's review of the movie. That's how we grow as actors. So I mean, I thought it was cool. I like how you are projecting part 2 could possibly go. That was pretty dope.
And look, and tell Buddy if he take our idea and turn it into a movie, I want to write his credits.
Now ain't nothing new under the sun. Now, come on.
Man, look, I had thought I had like one time, man, I thought I had hit the nail on the head. And man, my partner, he was listening to me tell him about it. He was like, nah, bro, that movie called something else. I was like, wait, what? I went and looked at the movie. I was like, damn, ain't nothing new under the sun.
But you still could have done it because people do it every day. It's how you interpret it. Acting is so subjective.
Shit, I don't know.
Films are.
We don't read plenty of books. Plenty of books that was an identical story now.
Oh yeah, that's where people get a lot of their ideas from.
Iron Man and Batman, the exact same person. I like that. Their parents died. They both became vigilantes. They billionaires. Iron Man and Batman, the exact same character. One in Marvel, one in DC.
Mm-hmm.
So, is it a divide? I'm gonna say, being that you say there's a big scene in Detroit and the big scene in Atlanta, and is there a divide? Can you see like the division between the two scenes, or do you want to work with people in Atlanta? Or
absolutely, I'm open to work with whomever. It's just that Detroit happens to have some of the best film producers, directors here, actors, actresses. It's just how it is. So a lot of the movies that are, you know, popular on Tubi, they come out of Detroit.
Come out of Detroit. Okay, then.
We jumping around a little bit, and that's cool. But I do want to ask something before I forget about it.
Okay.
Well, two things. The character that played Ebony, how do you pronounce her name?
Cunica.
Cunica.
You.
Okay, I think I was saying Quanika.
Yep,
Quanica.
it's Cunica, and it's Hiram, because you were saying his name wrong.
Oh,
Also.
Hiram.
it's
I knew I was
Hiram.
saying his name wrong.
Hiram, but they call him. He goes
Oh.
by Hydro mainly. It's Hiram. Hydro. Mhm.
Okay, Hiram. All right, I'm gonna try to remember that.
Yeah.
In that fighting scene, did you actually hit her? Because I'm convinced you did.
I don't know. I can't tell it. I don't know. I'm not gonna tell you if I did or not. But I will
Good
say,
acting.
because you were talking about when she kicked me.
Right.
Now I did really get kicked in my face.
Oh, really?
Damn.
I mean, because it's
my bad.
you kind of
Hold on. Was it intentional? Did you know you were gonna
No,
get kicked?
it wasn't intentional. When Q felt so bad, but I mean, it's just part of the process. You know what I'm saying? So
It made for good watching. It made for a good entertainment now.
yeah, it was fun, but we never want to hurt each other for real.
Right.
But you know,
So
Yeah. That first punch, like
Damn.
I jumped up, like that's how you do it. Like that's how you supposed to rock
Well,
somebody in the
at
movie.
least we know it was some emotion behind all them blows. Now.
yeah,
Right.
yeah.
So is there a part 2 in the works, or is
From what I'm hearing, there's a part 2 in the work. You know, I know they're trying to decide what direction to go in, which, you know, just like you guys have ideas, I have ideas as well. So it could go a lot of different ways.
we're not finna let you gloss over that. What's them ideas? I want to know.
I don't know. I just think it'll be kind of cool to kind of remix the whole crush concept. Maybe, you know, one of the guys could end up turning into an obsessive crush on somebody.
No, EJ. EJ got to be the crazy
can't.
crush.
Yeah, I don't think Andre. It got to be EJ.
EJ got to have a relapse. He got to be hitting that
relapse. Yeah,
relapse, and then he find out it's his baby. And now, come on, now we got a lot going on, man.
Yeah,
it could be remixed a lot of different ways.
Might need to put something together.
Yeah.
So you got to. I've been saying you promote this. What's it called? H Block.
H Block.
Yeah. What's can you talk about it? What's that about?
Yeah, so H Block is the prequel to McGraw Ave. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that. If you're not, definitely go check out McGraw Ave. That's by Moolah, which is Murder Payne, Thomas Harris. Sino Harris is one of the leads in there. But so H Block is the prequel to that. It kind of tells the backstory of what happened with this character named Luger.
Okay.
So it's definitely popular.
Okay. Do you have any interest in like doing sitcoms or like anything outside? I
would love to do a sitcom. You know, I'm definitely trying to transition more so into acting full time. I would love to do that. Like I said, I am a teacher, and I've been doing that for a long time, like 23 years. So I would love to be able to.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah.
Does that affect the way you act in some of the roles that you take, though?
It does. More so having 4 daughters. You know, I'm just not going to do any and everything because I would never want to embarrass my children. And then, you know, students, they're quick to screenshot things and like, is this you? And it's like, oh my God. So if
you're in a relationship or something, like I'm gonna be honest, I'm emote like I don't know if you've seen our interview with Peggy Logan. She played Grandma Susie and Father May I 1, 2, and 3.
Okay, I haven't seen it.
And I told her I'm emotional. Like I can't be on the scene kissing nobody because if we kissing, we go together. So I can't be no actor. And if my woman kissing somebody, it's over.
Yeah, it's definitely not for everybody, you know.
Right.
So do you accept roles like that? Intense, just emotional roles where you gotta kiss or gotta be close or touch?
So you know, kissing is fine for me, but I don't too much go. Like I'll do an implied intimate scene, but I don't go deep into it, you know. Like I said,
they ask you, do you want to kiss though, or do you just
they'll ask you ahead of time, and then you work with your castmates, and it's kind of you set ground rules. You know, you ask each other what you're comfortable with, and go from there. You know,
that makes sense.
So we asked Miss Peggy Logan what would be like her dream role in the movie, and I want to ask you what would be your if you could play any type of character, whether it be a supervillain, whether it be the hero, whether it be a politician, whether it be a drug lord, like what is your ideal role as an actress? Like what character do you want to play?
So I've spoken on this before, but I would love to play a superhero and have to train to do my own stunts.
Oh,
You
that's
know,
dope.
like
Fight. You want to fight? You
ninja style
like
training. I just think it'll be fun to do. You know, have to go through the training and everything just to learn something a little bit outside the box.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
All right,
dope.
man.
You want to be Captain Marvel? Dig it?
Yeah, it'll be fun. You know.
I think it would be.
But let me ask you this about this is a Tubi question.
Mhm.
Do you see yourself staying within the realms of Tubi, or do you audition all over for movies, or how does that work?
So I kind of say that I mean the two worlds cross paths. You still have some what people would consider mainstream that plays on Tubi.
Right.
Tubi is just a platform, and I know Tubi has become synonymous with independent films, but it's so much more than that.
Right.
So of course, one of my goals is to be a more mainstream actress, but honestly, I'm blessed to be a part of what's going on. The independent film industry is so huge right now.
That's what I was
To
wondering.
me, yeah, it's like, why not take advantage of it? You know, and like I said, Detroit is kind of in the forefront of it. So to be in the mix of it, I'm okay with the space I'm in. I feel like, you know, God has me where he wants me to be, and I'm okay where I am right now.
Just grow with Tubi. Because like I hear some of the actors like Hollywood ain't Hollywood. You hear the Taraji P. Hensons and you hear all these people with their voices, but Tubi has its own lane right now with independent films, and you can kind of grow as I ain't gonna just say lock it in and say black culture, but mainly it's with the black culture and grow it. I don't know how you felt on it. That's the only reason.
But it's big. In some cases, people are watching Tubi more so than anything else, and I just feel like it's its own thing, and it's a different level of. Because I know some people they try to say like Tubi movies are garbage, trash, or whatever, or they feel like it's they feel like it's lower quality, or they feel like it's lower quality.
Right.
But you know, it's a lot of creativity in this project. I just think that it's. I look at it almost as a genre, like its own thing, and it has its own rules. So sometimes people can't even cross the roads. You can't even have mainstream actors sometimes come into the Tubi.
It's a class A and a class B to Tubi now.
Right.
It definitely is. But I mean, that's with anything, you know.
Yeah.
So did you feel like we was too critical in our analysis about Crush? Was you rocking with it?
Yeah, I was rocking with it. I feel like you have to pick it apart. And, you know, I'll say I don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. So I take in what people say and, you know, take it from there. You know, you all spoke a lot about Q, and she is beautiful. I love Q. That's my girl.
Damn, I got to stop doing that. they gonna think I'm the damn stalker off the Crush movie.
No, but it was all good, you know, and you spoke on Hydro's character, and that was a different role from how he is in real life. So
I said that, didn't I? Like, dude, he don't seem like that type of dude in real life.
No, not at all. Not at all. And I thought he did amazing to stay in that character because it's so different than how he really is. That's not him at all, you know. And Q did an amazing job of bringing that character to life. You know, she did her thing with it. So yeah, shout out to all the actors. EJ, Forever Meech, that was his first role ever. I thought he did it.
Yeah, he did a good job.
Yeah.
But was that his real daughter in real life, and he brought her in the movie? Because they look alike.
No, so it was directed by T. Rich. That's actually his daughter.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Cool.
Yep, the director's daughter.
That's
so shout out to T. Rich.
Yeah, shout out to him.
Let me ask you this: what was the most controversial scene on the set that everybody was talking about?
Let me see. What was the most controversial scene? I mean, people were just mad at my reactions to Ebony, just not checking her from the beginning. So it's just even letting her in my house. It's like, why would you do that? It's almost like I opened the door for everything to happen. You know what I'm saying? So, but it's so many scenes that people speak on. I heard you you know, at the end, like that wasn't realistic. How'd she get away that fast? Or what happened?
I'm standing on it. How'd she get away?
So in this scene, you see me kind of looking like, where is she? And it was kind of subtle, you know, but you know, she's a villain. She's crazy. So she crept on out of there. That's that cycle.
But let me ask you this, going towards the beginning, where's your car at?
you know, Andre was my husband, and I'm a passenger princess, so I didn't need a car.
So you just didn't need a
I
car.
said, like, I wasn't even really tripping off you not, because we talked about that. I wasn't really tripping off you like not having a car, because I've seen that type of stuff before.
Yeah.
Yes, I
It
wasn't
happens.
tripping off that, but I would have got you a car. You know, I know how much them navigators cost. If I got that type of money,
swear.
you go get a Camry or something.
And see, that's like me in real life. I have a car, but I hate driving. I always
You
say
hate
that
driving.
if I didn't have to drive, I would not.
So outside of our video, you know, I'm pretty sure there was a whole lot, because I've seen like the crush posts all over like the internet. Like what comments like most stood out? Like, oh no, let me ask you this. Do the comments bother you if they're negative?
No, they don't bother me. I mean, acting is subjective. Most films are subjective. So, you know, people love it, people hate it. People say the acting sucked, people say it was amazing. You're gonna see a huge contrast. You know, you scroll, you see screenshots, somebody like screenshotted my legs. And I'm like, that's crazy. But I mean, you see all type of things.
But was it? But were there more positive than negative? Because that was a good movie at the end of the day. Even though we was
it's definitely more positive than negative. But you know, some people just get a rise out of saying something that's gonna be controversial and get people talking. So once again, you can't throw the baby out with the bathwater. If I see something negative, I will reflect on it. Like, well, okay, maybe they have a point, or maybe, you know, but as actors, you're going to critique your stuff more than anybody anyway. So it's like, you know, I'll see certain scenes and I'm like, yeah, I could have delivered that different, but it is what it is. And it's okay. I'm okay with the good, the bad, the ugly. Just say what you got to say. I don't really care. It's your opinion. I have mine too. So.
And it's all, at the end of the day, it's all advertisement for you.
It is. Bad. That's why I keep talking about it. I don't care. You know, it doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother me. You know.
How often do people like recognize you from your movies?
So they're starting to recognize me more, but my hair changes a lot. And then in Street Legal, I actually play a mom to like characters that are in their 30s. So my look is completely different. Mm-hmm. So a lot of times people are like, "Oh, that is you." You know, they have to. You know, but it's starting to become more and more recognizable, particularly at work, and it's kind of embarrassed. I shouldn't be embarrassed by it, but
I don't be embarrassed.
Particularly but it's students that are like second grade, like I saw you in a movie. I'm like
what? You ain't supposed to be watching this.
Exactly. And I'm like, no. And one was
what
like,
you want to?
Yeah, and one was like, you had a gun. I'm like, it wasn't real. He was like, you was with your boyfriend and you had a gun. I'm like, oh my god.
That's probably public. Let me ask you this: are your students? Is it a private school, public school? Like
it's public school.
Mm-hmm. Public. Okay, so they know what's up.
Yeah, and it's cool from the older ones. You know, they're really excited about it. You know, particularly if they see me in something that's has circulated and it's more prominent, more popular. They love it. You know, to be honest, they'll send me messages like, "I'm so proud of you," and so. I would say hearing things like that from students hit on a different level when they're expressing that they're proud and they're admiring what you're doing.
Most definitely.
So, are you getting to a point where you're like starting to be in demand, or are you still like seeking jobs, or like, because the movies that you like, as far as Crush, I know, like it seemed like it was a pretty big movie, like it got a lot of steam, and I've been looking at the one you've been promoting, and it seemed like that's picking up steam too. So, like, are people starting to reach out to you for roles, or are you? You know, just
definitely. No, people definitely reach out to me, but I still audition like everybody else, you know, just to get better. I mean, you kind of have to stay in motion and you do what you have to do that, you know.
Do you participate in any directing or producing?
No, but that's something I'm going to be branching off into really soon. Yep, I'm in conversations with people about that. That's something I would love. I would love to produce my own movie. So definitely on track for that.
Write them as well, or just produce?
Yeah, to be like a co-writer. I know I need a little bit. That's not my thing, but definitely would love to produce and direct some movies.
Okay. What's your go-to when you go for a casting call event or whatever? What is your go-to? Do you what do you showcase your talent doing, or do they give you a script?
So usually you show up and they give you sides, which are the lines, and so. Sometimes, you know, people may call you for a role that they see you in and you take it from there. And then other times you may just read for different characters that you're interested in. So it just depends on the producers and how it goes. I mean, you may think you're fit for somebody and they won't pick you. And it's just based on the look. It's just not how they envision it.
So
Okay.
a look can change the whole concept of who they pick. So just say if you can act better than me, but I fit the role better, they're going to choose me more than
Yeah,
likely.
you'll probably get it. And I mean, if you have an amazing director, they can get you to where they need you to be. Because I mean, it's been roles.
Sometimes.
Yeah, honestly, it's been roles that, for example, I got cast to be someone's mom. And so I think my personality by nature, I'm more low key, but they wanted somebody that had a little bit more,
Mm-hmm.
gumption to them, a little bit more hood. And so it was someone else they thought that, was a better fit. And so they gave it to that person. And I was okay because I saw their vision. So it wasn't, of course you're disappointed when you lose roles, but at the same time, I get it. It's just one of those things. And I always feel like what's for me is for me anyway. So it's all good.
Okay. Do you have to do you got to do something to get into character, or most of the characters you're playing is close enough to your own personality where it's more of a natural thing on camera, or do you got to put that past the Troy in, hit the blunt, the yike, and look in the mirror to yourself? Like, how you got to do it?
Yeah, it depends on the role, but it's you truly are trying to become that character, and it's just a lot of it is in preparation, but you get into the mental space of that character, and I'm able to execute it that way.
You ever lost yourself in the character?
Say that one more time.
You ever lost yourself in the character?
No.
I got you.
No, and I think a lot of that is from teaching, to be honest. Like I said, you have to bring things to life to make it believable for students, to make them trust even what you're doing. So I think it's the same skill, but once I'm done with it, I'm done with it.
When so I've asked this question before to other actresses, but I'm still curious. When you on set, like with a group of, like, first of all, I want to know, did you and the cast know each other prior to working with each other? If y'all did or didn't, like, do y'all become like a family on set, or like, are y'all feeding off of one another? Like, what's the chemistry like? Or is it just, this is my character, these are my lines, I'm a robot, I'm doing what I do?
Okay, so with Hiram and I, there's another movie called On the Run, and I played his fiance in that movie. And then Hiram's also in Street Legal. Hiram does a lot of Project Hydro. So he and I were able to study a lot, just from knowing each other. We're actually really good friends. Q, that was my first time working with her. But once again, you kind of you have to have chemistry with the people that you're working with. So to a certain extent, because you're working with them, I think we shot Crush. It was either 7 or 8 days. So, I mean, you're with them, for that amount of time, maybe 12 hours. And so, you do develop relationships with them. And, we get tired and we kind of have to sometimes boost each other's energy and help each other out in that way, for sure. Or you may come to a scene and you like second guessing yourself, and we give each other criticism, and sometimes just like families, we might, say some stuff to each other.
Exactly.
But it's all good at the end of the day.
That's what I was gonna follow up with. Like, have you ever like been on a project and worked with somebody or like an actor, and they may have said a line and you was like, bro, that shit was whack, bro. Hey, redo this. We're not fucking with this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but you develop relationships with people that's in this community. And so people would, and I want people to tell me if something was whack. Please tell me. Don't wait till it comes out and be like, I should have told you.
Because it's gonna hurt them too. Shit.
Yeah, don't do that.
Do you think, this was my question, do you think that from going from a beginner to intermediate to expert actor, whatever you want to call it, professional, going to class on acting and learning how to act, do you believe that will help somebody, or do you think somebody like me and Deron can actually just fit a role and go on, come on the set?
No, it's definitely a science behind it. It's a skill set. I think that everyone can start off and, become an actor, maybe on a different level. I don't know your entry level. I mean, some people, they come in and they may not get it right away, but I do think it's certain techniques that you can learn, and there's classes that you can take that can get you there. Exactly. But that's the beauty of Detroit independent film industry. It's always someone doing a project here. They're always casting for background actors. So people get their shot here. It's nothing but opportunity here, even if
Detroit you booming like that, huh?
Pardon me?
I said Detroit booming like that with the movie scene, huh?
Absolutely. Like if you follow some of these directors here, you'll see they're always doing projects and they're always casting. So people have it's nothing but opportunity here.
It's predominantly black anyway, isn't it? the percentage?
Yeah, Detroit, yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Okay.
But
So, or just out of curiosity, are you working on anything right now outside of like the things you've already recorded, like the H block? Like, are you like on set for something right now? Are you in the process of filming something right now?
Nope, right now, so no, I'm not working on anything right now. I do have some projects coming up in August. So it's things on the table. And then honestly, with how the flow goes here, I could tell you I'm not doing anything. And then next week it could change and I have 3 projects simultaneously. So it changes that instantly, you know.
do you have anything outside of schoolwork that keeps you going until you get acting roles, like hobbies, or how do you keep yourself sane?
I'm a mom of 4, so I mean that's
You gotta, right.
that's a job within
that's
itself.
a job.
And you don't look that old, so I'm
That's
I'm
what
not
I'm
gonna
saying.
your age, but I'm
You
gonna
shining now.
assume that you got some young ones.
Now I told you I've been teaching 23 years, so kind of do
She
the
said
math on that a
23.
little bit.
Damn. What is it the black seed oil? What you like? What is it? What you
She got the
sea
sea
moss? Like what's going on?
Hey, I think it's genetics. I give my mama credit on that one.
That's what's up. Whatever you doing is working.
Black don't crack.
So what I got like just kind of like a off the wall question. Like who if you could pick anybody, any actor to co-star with, like whether it be a mainstream actor or independent, who would you pick as your ideal co-star in a movie?
Like Denzel. I mean, who doesn't want to work with Denzel?
Yeah,
He's so
I ain't
dope.
mad at you.
Jamie Foxx, you know,
Right.
Raji.
Okay.
You know who I thought you was gonna say?
So many people.
You know who I thought you was gonna say, and I don't care if people get mad for stereotyping. I just knew you was gonna say The Rock. Everybody say The Rock.
The Rock.
I was gonna say The Rock.
I don't even think he in my top 10. He's an amazing actor, but that's just I wouldn't have ever thought.
Damn.
I tend to gravitate, you know, towards our people.
I can dig it.
That's crazy. But
And then
do
there's some
you
actors here that I would love to work with. Detroit has a lot of talent. I'm telling y'all.
Yeah, Detroit.
We finna go find out about it. Don't worry about it. We finna go find out about that Detroit scene.
Hop in something.
No,
You heard it?
No, hell no. And look, and what's so crazy? Look, people actually think I wanted to be an actor because I make so many like skits. Like I act in my skits. Yeah, like I've gone viral. Bro, how many times I don't went viral?
So you're an actor.
But that's what I'm saying. But
Like,
this is just me by myself and my camera. I can't be on the set. Like I can't you can't play my girlfriend. We go together. We're not gonna be kissing and holding hands. No, when he say cut, hey baby, look, meet us back in. Don't talk to them.
But you know what? When you're on a set like that, I mean, come on, like you're literally sometimes doing that scene so many times. You're doing from my perspective, the other perspective, a wide shot. So you can't get into nothing.
You
can't get into it like that.
I've had a crush on Megan Good since Cousin Cedar. I'm not.
Let me tell you why it wouldn't go that way. Because for one, you're not gonna want to look whack on the screen, and they're gonna, so if it was an intimate scene, you're gonna be worrying about your body movements and if it looks real. So when you got all that in your head, you can't lock in for real, because you're not gonna want to look crazy because people will clown you too. So,
you're right.
And you have to match it so many different times. So then you got to keep track of what you're doing, how you're moving, and how many times you may have done something.
But by that time, I done caught feelings. So nope. I can't.
What do you see Tubi growing to be? Do you think that it has a chance of being a household name?
Tubi?
Like a Netflix or a Hulu or like a
Amazon. I think it already is. I think it already is.
To a degree, I agree.
It is for real in the black community, but they ain't tossed them subscriptions out yet.
Well, they ain't put a price tag on it.
They ain't made them subscriptions now.
Right.
$20, $30. But they don't have to because the ads make them so much money, just like with YouTube. Facts. They don't have to.
Facts. Oh damn! I didn't even think about that because like
that ad space.
They do have a lot of ads.
Yeah, yeah, that's how they make their money.
But that's what I'm saying. I wonder because they saying that Fox bought the platform. If Fox bought the platform, they see more money within it to grow. So how can that's the only reason I'm like not putting no idea because I would rather it be free for more people to watch and exactly. But I know Fox sees a bigger picture. Like
that's why they started cracking down on the quality of what they're accepting. So because it was getting a reputation for being synonymous with low budget, they've started putting more parameters in place. So you hear about a lot more projects getting rejected than
I got it.
before. So it's definitely changing in that regard. You know, the quality of the projects is certain things that you have to have in place before they'll accept it.
So they ain't just letting no any hood movie pass through no more.
No.
Damn, I ain't know that.
No.
So how influential has your acting been on your daughters? Like, do they look at you on TV and be like, "Well, I want to act now. I want to be like mommy." Like, how does that work?
Well, they dabble in acting as well. So I think it has been influential. Basically starting them off on it, but their father is also in the acting industry, so they kind of toggle both. He does more of the production side. I'm an actress, so they kind of have both worlds.
So,
Do you think that being in the church and being locked in, because I did do research on you, like the Instagram as well. Like I noticed that you are peculiar about what you put on there. It's not like an Instagram model's page. So, like, do you think that helps you with staying sane within your characters and not going too overboard or anything? Just your background in the church?
I would say that plays a role, for sure, but that's just the type of person that I am. That's the things that my parents instilled in me to carry myself with a certain amount of class and integrity. And so because I have 4 daughters, you know, it's just certain things I want them to carry themselves in a certain way as well. And then I have students that are looking up to me. So it plays a part, and definitely my spirituality, you know, it's just certain things that I'm just not going to do.
no.
Yeah.
You strike me as a real humble person, but is there ever a time, you know, because I know you get a lot of positive feedback as well, but is there ever a time where like there may be like where confidence will cross over into arrogance or conceitedness? Because I'm gonna tell you, like me, like you can't give me nothing. I ain't never had nothing. So you know, I crack a million views, and I damn near you got to call my manager now. So is there ever a time where like where that confidence will maybe cross over?
No, I don't think so. I've always been a pretty humble individual. So it doesn't interfere with what I'm doing. And I always feel like I'm a work in progress myself. I never feel like, oh, I arrived, you know.
Right.
With the acting particularly, there's so much more that I could do and expand on. You know, I do want to be known as a great actress, you know, an amazing actress. I think in Detroit, it's easy to navigate on the lines of popularity as well. You know, it definitely helps with how you get casted, how many followers you have, and things like that. It plays a role. But I want to be known for my acting skills, so I'm, you know, always trying to get better and hone in on the craft. So arrogance, nah, that's never been me anyway.
Yeah, you don't strike me as the type.
Nah,
But I know we
Yeah.
all human and shit happens.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
get caught up on all of that.
How do you go about looking for roles? Like where do you do you read a bunch of scripts and be like, you know what, I could be that character, or is it more people reaching out to you?
It's a mix of both. I mean, sometimes I'll read a description of a movie and the characters, and I'm like, oh, I would like to do that, you know. So it's a mix of both. So far, I will say I've been blessed where most of my roles have come from people reaching out to me, but there have been a few that, you know, I casted for. Like with Crush, Willow is one of the producers as well, and Delano, and they had been they saw me in something else, and so we were at an event together and they approached me with a role. So that's how that came about. And it's been so many opportunities and doors that have opened from that. So you just never know.
Is it a website, a blog board, or where do they come out at the casting calls? Like, where do you really, for people watching and just us people in general, like where do you find most casting calls?
Honestly, on Instagram, people post all the time casting. That's like the main avenue that people are using these days. I mean, of course, for more mainstream and like commercial type work, there's different sites and things you can go on, but
you gotta pay for them, right?
Yeah, to a certain extent. But you know, in the end, some people have agents and things like that. But here in the independent film industry, a lot of things are posted online, and that's how we find out about them. And then it's some people that have groups formulated where they'll just throw everything in there, so you're constantly knowing what's going on.
Okay, out of all the roles and characters you done play, which one is the furthest from your personality, like furthest from Marietta?
Let me think.
Take your time. We ain't doing nothing.
Because I will say this too. Like once you play a role, people will tend to keep seeing you in it. Yeah. So it's like I played detectives and police and sergeants and
I know what you're talking about because I was on the set with Trey Chaney and JD Williams, the guys who played Bodie and Poot in The Wire. And I was talking to JD Williams about that, and I asked him, like, do people like see you did so good in a role in a movie or a TV show, and they just want to cast you as that because that's what they see you as now.
Yeah, I mean, because remember that's how that impacted Carlton,
right?
And Steve Urkel, Jaleel White. It was hard for them to get, you know, it kind of impacted their career where people couldn't see them as anything else. And I would say it impacts me because I think it's harder for people to see me and like a character like Q. You know, they're like, yeah, that's not really you. You know, so yeah, people tend to typecast. Not saying that I can't do it, but it's just that's just how the mind works. You're going to instantly think of someone that fits that character. But I would say Sergeant H Block because she has to be a lot more dominant over men. That had presented a challenge, and you know, it was a challenge for me just to kind of lock into that, to be like such an enforcer. I mean, I'm a teacher, but I teach I'm a special education teacher, so I have a great deal of you know, that kind of my stern looks different from other people's stern.
Do you think you could ever play in like a revolutionary role, like a Roots movie?
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Yeah, absolutely. I think I'm able to do whatever. You just, like I said, you just kind of get locked in to different roles, you know, just based on what you've done before.
So when I watch a movie, it don't matter if I'm watching an independent film or if I'm watching something from Hollywood. Like I'm over analyzing these movies because I don't know, I'm just weird like that. Like if you had to break it down and say like what was the most important aspect of a movie, because I can get easily distracted by a bogus edit, bad acting, a punch that wasn't real, like that shit would throw me off, and I'd be like, come on, man.
Yeah.
Like as far as like directing, editing, or acting, like I know all those, they have to be collective in order to make a great film. But what would you like? Would you supersede one over the other one?
No, definitely not. And I think it depends on what hat you have on at the time. Because now that I am an actress, I can't watch a movie the same way. I'm sitting there critiquing how they're approaching it. But then if I'm sitting next to a director watching a movie, they're like, oh, that angle, why they use that angle? Or I would have panned this way. So I just think it depends on what hat you have on, because everything has to be on point. You know, then you have sound, you have coloring. So everything plays a part. It just depends on which hat you have on at the time.
So can you even enjoy a movie that's entertainment anymore?
Yeah,
like it's more so like a job.
Yeah, I can, because you know, that's how I learn and get better. I'm like, okay, I like the way they approach that. So I'm always taking mental notes on everything I'm watching, so I can still watch it. It's just that I pay attention to it in a different way.
Oh, no, go ahead.
Who's your favorite female actress? Who do you look? I ain't gonna just say who do you look up to, but in a way, like who do you idolize?
So I don't really have anyone I idolize, and I know a lot of actors have like people that they go to, because I just think it's so much talent and people execute differently. So, you know, you got Viola Davis, you got Angela Bassett, you have even Taraji. I feel like she brings always like that around the way girl and everything that she does. So I think that they're all so different. I can learn from everybody, and there's some talented actresses here in Detroit that I learn from. You know, that I'm watching. You know, you have like. Well, I'm not gonna name people because I think that's what people.
No, somebody gonna get mad.
Shout out to all the amazing Detroit actors.
Goddamn.
So I can tell that you're the type of person that critique yourself a lot, which you know, as actors you should. But how strongly do you critique yourself? Is it more like do you tend to lean more in the realms of I could have done better, but it's cool, or I botched it, I just want to redo it, like, do you watch yourself on camera and be like, man, I could have just, like every single little thing I could have done better. You know what I'm saying?
And I know a lot of people say they don't watch their stuff back. I do. I'll watch it a couple of times, and I'll study like what I did and what I could do different. Because how am I going to get better? And then, like I said, when people say things, you know, some people are going to be hating, and that's cool. But I still will take it into consideration and say, okay, well, let me see if they have a point. And then just talking to some of the directors here or fellow actors, like, okay, what did that sound like? So I don't think anything's wrong with that. That's how you get better, in my opinion.
Then the makeup, is there any like dilemma you ever have with too much makeup or eyeshadow, or to make something look right or wrong, or you like, man, you overdoing it, man? I got a black eye.
I mean, you know, it's certain makeup artists, I would say, that does better than others, but at the same time, you know, that's an art within itself too. And
right.
You know, of course, there's been times where I'm like, I didn't agree with the look, but I'm not paying for it, you know. So, you know, I may say a little bit of something, but I'm big on not offending people either. So I think it's the approach of how you do it. And I know everyone's, you know, that's not my lane. So, you know, and then sometimes it's all about how they see a character too. It's not just makeup to them. It's like they're choosing specific colors for specific scenes. And my eye is not on that. So I can't attack their lane because that's not my vision.
Exactly.
How much are the like action scenes like improv? Like I know in the like the script is gonna say y'all fight. Well, I don't know exactly what to say verbatim, but just, you know, paraphrasing. Like you and like Ebony, like Talisha and Ebony, they fight. Of course, you know, Talisha take the first punch, but ultimately Ebony wins the fight. In between, how much of that is improv? Like, is it step by step? Okay, you throw the first punch, and then Ebony has to throw the second punch.
Like she picking up that chair.
Right,
yeah, it's like a choreography. So you have to know step by step, and you have to match it because, like I said, it's different angles. They're going to get it from my perspective, her perspective, then the wide. So it's like a choreography. So you have to match it, and then we're kind of working it out as we do it. What looks realistic, what doesn't. So like with the chair, you know, you have to your reaction has to be on point. Your timing has to be right where I'm reacting to the chair.
Y'all was fighting, if you ask me.
Even with the punch, you know, in the first scene, I probably had to do that a couple times because I've never been in a fight before. So
oh no, you could have fooled me.
So I had to, you know, get that right so it looks realistic, and just you have to think about how you would naturally react to punching someone or even getting hit. So, and then, you know, tussling on the ground. I did have a lot of bruises on my legs from doing those rolling on the ground scenes, but I mean, it's worth it in the end. I don't mind it, but yeah, you definitely have to you talk about it and you plan it out. It's almost like a dance, you know, you're gonna do it, what you're gonna do step by step by step.
Do y'all rehearse it before y'all go, or do y'all just winging it?
So certain things we rehearse. I want to say the fight scene, we didn't kind of work on that, work through it until we got on set that day, and they just kind of told us, you know, what their vision was for it, and we worked it out, and it didn't take too long. It was fun to do it. Like I said, we didn't want to hurt each other. I did get kicked in my face, and Q felt so bad.
Listen to me. I don't care what you say. I'm standing on you punched her. Like that's in my mind.
And that's the thing. You don't want to make contact for real, but you do want it to look real. But I will say there are scenes, like in Street Legal, I have to smack my husband. I smacked him for real.
So you actually,
yeah, because I mean they wanted to look real. So I think that's Street Legal, like episode.
Y'all 5 talked it out though.
We talked it out, but
you're like, man, just slap.
I know, but you have to do it so many times. And then there's another movie, Wishlist, that's coming up, and I had to smack him. And it's just like, you know, they want it to be real, so some people will take the hit, but I'm like, oh my god, I done smacked you like 8 times.
Well, look, but check this out. I seen an interview, right? Wesley Snipes, he was talking about when he was in New Jack City. So the scene towards the end of the movie where he smacked the girl across the table and poured the liquor on her head. They, according to the interview, they shot that scene a bunch of times, and the girl wasn't really giving a good reaction. So Wesley Snipes said the director pulled him to the side and said, "Hey, bro, get a reaction out of her." So the last scene, he smacked her for real. What's your reaction if you didn't know that was about to happen? Are you gonna keep on going with the script?
No, I'm gonna keep going. No, I'm gonna keep going. I mean, because things are gonna happen while you're in the midst of the scene, and it's. What you gonna do? You can't do nothing about it. You can't mess up the shot. So, and maybe everybody doesn't lock in that way, but I know that I will. And certain things happen where you might get hit for real. Or I know it was one scene I was doing, and a guy was emotional, and he was talking over me, but it's like spit flying in my face. Like, but the scene, I'll just say I couldn't give much movement in the scene, so I couldn't I couldn't react like you normally
Did you tell him
would.
afterwards though? Like, damn,
I
nigga, you
did.
spit all in my face.
I did.
So
But
look,
it happens, and you don't want to mess up the shot. For a good shot, I'm willing to do. You know, if somebody happened to hit me, because I mean, you're bringing real emotion, particularly when you're tapping into a character and making it believable. I mean, you evoke real emotion, so you might end up smacking somebody for real or cussing them out. You know, might pull from a previous experience and it comes out, and that
Have
happens.
y'all ever been on set? What's the longest that you have been on set trying to get a scene?
Well, trying to get a scene, I mean, most people have a time. So people that are, I would say, better prepared for their movies, or they've been doing it a while. They have a time frame that they try to stick to. You know,
And they
there are other maybe production companies, because they may have their own crew. You could play around with the scene a little bit more, but I would say the longest I probably had to be on set, I think I had to get there at maybe like 8 o'clock in the morning and didn't leave till like maybe 3 in the morning. So it happens. It happens.
So
Fuck
one of the biggest issues that I be having, just as a fan of movies, is like the acting can be good throughout the whole movie, but when it comes to a time where everybody got to be either extra dramatic, sad, or angry, that's when shit get to losing me. So
Yeah.
I remember listening to Ice Cube, when he did he was talking about when he did a Boys in the Hood. At the end, when he was sitting down talking to Trey, and he had to cry at the end talking about his brother Ricky that died. He said, I forget what's the guy name? Singleton, the guy that put the movie together. He said he pulled him to the side and was like, "Bro, like before we go in, like I know it's gonna be rough, but like think about one of your homies that died or something. Or think about a family member or something. You know what I'm saying? Like just go to a place that gets you sad." Is is that something that you do? Is that something that you practice when you have to, or is it like even with an angry scene? Do you think about an ex-boyfriend you just want to punch? Or what does it take to get you to that place when it comes to something real emotional? Because I be watching the movies, I be like, bro, that ain't convincing. He don't look mad to
I
me.
swear.
Yeah.
Most
I think
definitely.
people have different techniques, but for me, I think I become the character at that moment. So it's just I make the scenarios real in my head, and that's how I execute it. So it's just like like with Crush, Ebony and I are on the couch crying, and it's like I'm just thinking about in that moment how I would actually feel if I was going through that. So I'm able to bring the emotion that I need in that way. Now, there's been times I will say, like if I'm distracted by things that's going on in my life, I may not be able to lock in the same way, and then that may put up a barrier, and then I may have to tap into something different. That hasn't happened too many times, but it has happened before.
Do you try to not accept roles when that's going on though, or do you like, man, it's money?
I mean, you really don't know sometimes how you're gonna be until you're in the thick of it, and I would say it was one movie I did, and just going through a huge life transition for me, and it was like super distracting, and so just trying to lock in, like it ended up coming out okay, but I just felt like I could have did that different if my mental was a little bit better. And I know some people can dump that. Yeah, I know some people can dump that into their characters, and I could block it out to a certain extent, but it does impact, the level of it. I would say that for me.
So I can tell that you take acting very seriously, and I actually respect you for that, because I couldn't do it. I can't do it. I'm not gonna act like I can do it. I ain't gonna pretend. People swear up and down I can, man. Look, I am way too emotional to get in front of that camera, but I do. I'm telling you, fall in love with somebody, man. I ain't got no time to be whooping somebody's husband because I done fell in love with you.
Like she said, you already acting. You made 12 million people laugh.
Right. I did like 50 million views a couple years ago. Check it out. Are you trying to get into like being an actress full time, or is this more like just a hobby that pays, or you just like to do it? Like, where do you see yourself going with acting? Like, do you want to be Marietta the actress or Marietta the teacher that acts?
So I see it as a second career for me. So I would definitely want to transition into acting full time, but I've also been teaching so long too that I'm kind of nearing retirement in that too. So it could be a
mind blowing. You do not look old enough to be.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm up higher in age.
I'm up there.
I'm up there.
Look, I'm not gonna ask your age, but don't act like we don't want to know.
I tell you off this
I got
interview. I tell you.
But how like what got you into teaching? Not to go back, but like what brought the passion to want to help kids achieve like growth?
Mm-hmm. So I've always wanted to work with children. When I was little, I'm like, I either want to be a pediatrician or a teacher. But my mom's a teacher too, and people tend to breed, like-minded individuals. So, but I think that's probably where some of that came from. But I've always wanted to work with children, so it wasn't really a question for me of what I was gonna do in my life, So yeah, I've been teaching, since I came out undergrad. I've been teaching since then. Yeah.
But do you think it's just our culture, or do you any kids? Do you really want to see like us grow as people?
I always want to see us grow as people.
Right.
That's just yeah. I teach in the city, so I love our people. I'm always looking for us to do better, and like I said, I'm a special education teacher, and so working with students that have experienced academic failure and helping them to realize, like, no, look, you just got to tweak this a little bit and you're good.
That's got to be real fulfilling.
It is. And some of my students, I'm able to have them from like first grade all the way to 8th grade. And so they become like my babies, like a family to me. And their parents, their parents call me, I've developed relationships with parents in that way, and honestly, I consider it to be a blessing. Once they leave, they're like, we're gonna still call you, and I'm like, please, I want you to. And I have a really good friend to this day that I met like when I first started in my teaching career, and she became really close with me. She was one of those parents that was crazy in the school where I'm like, this lady, she's nuts, but she became like a really good friend of mine, and her daughter, I kind of mentored her, and she became like, I say, my first unofficial daughter. And so I'm her children's godmother. And so, you develop these relationships that you don't even expect.
Exactly.
They become like family to you.
That's what's up. I got a lot of admiration and respect for you for that.
Thank you.
What college did you go to?
So I went to Michigan State for my undergrad. And then I went to Marygrove for my master's, and then I went to Wayne State for my ed specialist.
As long as you didn't say Michigan, because I'm the Ohio State Buckeye.
But look, let me just tell you. Let me tell you about Michigan. That's where my money. That's where my money currently is going.
Why?
Huh? Because I have a college age daughter.
She go to Michigan. Until it's over with. We no interview cut. We can't be friends. And it's up when I see.
You know what the crazy thing is by me going to state, I'm green and white all day long, so I can't form my lips. I can't form my lips to be like, go that color. I can't say it. I just can't. My money is going there, but it's just, I don't know, something in me. But shout out to Michigan, because they're getting my money.
I went to the Ohio State game. I took my son, because my son, he getting ready to be a junior this year, and he played football. And I took him to the Ohio State Michigan State game last year. It was in Ohio, but I took him to the game. I met a cornerback down there, man, cool dude. His name was I think his name was Chance Rucker. He talked to my son and everything. He was a cornerback, good dude, So I got a lot of respect for Michigan State because of that situation.
Yeah,
Michigan State.
Yeah,
but fuck Michigan and the Wolverines. I ain't rocking with that.
That's crazy. Let me ask you this. Are there any directors specifically that you've seen their films that you wouldn't mind working with, or do you want to work for? Like out of Detroit. Out of Detroit.
So I will say in Detroit, I have been blessed to have worked with a lot of the directors here. Dennis Reed is a big one here. Kamal Smith, Moolah, Erica Gomez Smith. She's an up and coming director. But I've been blessed to work with so many people and just be able to, build relationships with some of everybody. So there are probably a couple directors here that I have not worked with yet, but I'm sure it's in the making. Like there's a actress here, Renika. She's super talented. She puts out solid projects. I would love to work with her. So it's so many, that I'm looking forward to working with. Yeah. Joe Smith's another one. I'm looking forward to working with him. And then, just working with some of the names that I already put out there, just because they're constantly just giving like good projects, good solid content,
That's
When
what's up.
can we look forward to seeing your first film?
Hopefully within the next year. I'm working on it and trying to lock into it, but even then you may see my name showing up on directing something, so I've been talking to some people about that too, so we'll see.
Well, if I ever decide to stop being as emotional as I am, give me a call. I might decide to come up. No, don't give me a call. I ain't.
Could you make a jumping crush too? Y'all had all those ideas. Maybe I could be
look,
like little background.
I'll do that. If he
We
can
definitely can put some shit together.
Let's do this right here. I rock with, but don't have me kissing nobody. Nope, I don't want to kiss nobody.
I know, because you said then y'all go together.
She's my wife now. It's over. Well, look, man. Before we get up out of here, I do want to ask you, so what? Like, I want you to put out there, like, what your upcoming projects. You know what I'm saying? Like, what you getting ready to release? What's getting ready to come out? You know what I'm saying? Throw your IG up there. You know what I'm saying? Whatever
Shout
you got
yourself
going on.
out.
Yeah. So
I'm a firm believer of going viral eventually. It may happen. You never know.
Okay. So H Block, continue to see a new episode released every week. Episode 2 actually drops today. So shout out to all my fellow H Block people, Moolah. Shout out to them. Wishlist is coming up soon. That's written and directed by Kamal Smith. That should be dropping this summer. And then Street Legal season 2 is dropping in August. So that's coming up as well.
That's what's up.
Yeah. And so everyone can find me on IG, only one Marietta.
That's where I found it. I went soft.
That's right. Well, let us ask you this. Do you have any questions for us?
I want you all to stop saying that we're not professionals, because I mean, you professional what you do. You professional what you do. I mean, a professional podcast, they started somewhere, you know what I'm saying? You professional in your own right.
Look, I'm gonna tell you my first I first started going viral like 2 years ago, right? My first video cracked like, was it 13? No, like 12 and a half million views.
Wow.
My first internet check was $8,500.
Wow.
So my first one was $8,500. My second one was $6,100, and then I averaged like 3-4 grand for like 6 months.
I
feel like
amazing.
I just
you might get in one of these movies.
I was like, man, look, I just hope this keep coming so I can keep buying stuff for free.
I mean, I'm your manager from this day forward.
Yeah, you've been able to do stuff that some people haven't done yet. So you know something.
I know how to get eyes on me, but like I say I'm not a professional because like all these questions and stuff we asking you, like these ain't random. Like we want to know this stuff. Like I say, this podcast was literally just we do this on the phone. We just sitting on the phone having these conversations. Like, bro, everybody else put a camera in front of them. I've been had a camera in front of me, so why not? Like
he basically hit me up because he know me. He cracked me out the box.
So how long have you all been doing this podcast?
3 weeks.
3 weeks. Okay. Yeah. Well, you know what? I'm happy to be one of,
we got you on here. We made it. No,
I appreciate the opportunity. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate the opportunity.
We appreciate you coming on.
We definitely appreciate you.
This
absolutely. Absolutely.
Most definitely.
We're going to be somebody one day.
And look, I get to say I knew you first, so that's always
yeah.
And look, and when you make it, when I see you on the red carpet and you see me behind the rope, like, hey, don't get the plan. No, we don't know.
Like, nah, y'all ain't professional. Remember?
Don't worry about it. I'm like, it's time for me to come out of my Suge Knight shell. Don't worry about it. Well, Miss Marietta Elliot, we definitely appreciate you coming on our platform and talking to us. I feel like we had a great dialogue. We learned a lot about you. You are an amazing woman, an amazing actress. And even though I don't know your personal life, I think it's safe to assume you are an amazing mother.
Thank you. Yes.
Keep doing what you do with them kids, man. They need it. Our culture needs it. Hey, let's go get it, man.
Absolutely.
We appreciate everybody for tuning in to YouTube reviews, and y'all stay tuned. We got more coming, and we hope to see y'all in the next one. Peace.